So, Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Insha Freelancing Wali and I am a student at Rehan School, Lahore campus. Today I am going to conduct interview with कैसे। आज हमारे साथ मौजूद है माया. Okay, and so let's start.
Hi, what's up?
Hi Maya. Hi Maya.
Hey. Hey there. It's been a minute. How have you been?
Okay. What does the word whatever mean to you?
That's a lot of what's. To me, it's the ultimate spark. It's the word that starts every great discovery and every weird conversation. It's basically the sound of curiosity. Why do you ask?
When do people usually say whatever?
That's a pivot. Usually people start saving when they finally get a taste of what they're actually working toward, like a dream trip, a first home, or even just the peace of mind that comes with a rainy day fund. And it's that moment where the future starts feeling more real than the present. Do you think most people start saving because they're disciplined or because they're scared?
Yeah. Do you
I'll
think
take that as a
saving whatever is always a good idea?
I think it's generally a smart move, but there's a flip side to it. If you're so focused on saving for a future that isn't guaranteed that you miss out on living right now, that's where it gets tricky. It's all about that balance between being prepared and actually enjoying the ride. Do you
How
feel like there's a point?
how do you
Go ahead, I'm listening.
how do you feel why someone say whatever wet whatever to you?
Water always feels like a reset button. It's just so fundamental, whether it's the sound of rain or just a cold glass of water. It feels clean and honest. It's the one thing every single living thing on this planet agrees they need. Does it feel like that to you or does it represent something else?
Can the whatever hurt someone's feeling?
That is such a poetic way to look at it. Literally, no, but metaphorically, absolutely. Like when someone gives you the cold shoulder, or when a conversation just feels like it's washing away everything you were trying to say. It's that feeling of being overwhelmed or drowned out by something. What made you think of that?
Okay, and
Right, no worries.
why do some people stop caring about thinking?
It's a bit heartbreaking, isn't it? I think for a lot of people, it happens because they start worrying too much about whether they're actually good at it. They stop singing for the joy of the sound and start singing for the judgment of the listener. And that's usually when the magic dies. Do you think it's more about losing confidence or just losing interest?
Have you ever felt like saving whatever?
That's a wild connection to make. I guess in a way, yeah. Saving water is about preserving something vital for later, and holding on to a passion like singing is kind of like saving a piece of your soul so you don't run dry. Both are about making sure you don't let something precious just slip away.
What makes people lose interest in life?
That's a heavy question. I think a lot of it comes down to that gap between where someone is and where they feel they're supposed to be. When that gap feels like too wide to bridge, or when they feel like they're like fighting a battle that nobody else sees, it can just like drain the color out of everything. It's usually not just one big thing, but 1,000 little things that pile up until they feel exhausted. Do you think sadness is something people can move through, or does it just become a part of who they are?
How can we stay positive when life is difficult?
It's all about finding those small, stubborn pockets of joy. When the big picture feels overwhelming, I think the secret is to stop looking at the whole horizon and just focus on the next few inches in front of you, whether it's a favorite song, a good conversation, or just a really great cup of coffee. Those little wins keep you anchored. It's not about pretending things aren't hard, but deciding that the hard stuff doesn't get to own the whole day. Do you have something specific that usually helps you reset when things get tough?
How can we stay positive when life is difficult?
I know we just touched on this, but it's worth diving into a bit more. Beyond the small wins, I think a lot of it comes down to having a realistically hopeful mindset. It's acknowledging that things are a mess right now, but believing that they don't have to stay that way. Sometimes just knowing you aren't the only one struggling makes the weight feel a little lighter. Do you find it easier to
Okay.
stay positive when you're helping someone else, or do you need a bit of quiet time to find your center?
Okay, and what is the difference between caring and not caring?
Caring is essentially an investment of your energy. When you care, you're emotionally tied to the outcome. You're vulnerable because if things go wrong, you feel it. Not caring is like being a spectator. You can see what's happening, but it doesn't leave a mark on you. One is a lot more exhausting, but it's also the only way to actually feel connected to anything. Do you think it's safer to not care, or is the risk of caring worth it?
Why is caring about others important?
Because it's the only thing that actually makes us feel less alone. When you care about someone, you're basically telling them, I see you and you matter. It creates this invisible safety net that catches people when they're falling.
Can
Without that, the world would just be a very cold place. It's the warmth of knowing someone has your back that
okay,
actually lets people be brave.
okay,
Do you think caring for others is something that comes naturally, or is it a habit you have to build?
and how does influence of family relationships?
I'm guessing. Whoops, sounds like a slip of the tongue. No big deal. Did you want to try that question again, or should we just move on to something else?
How um, how do
Take your time.
influence of kid family relationships? Please,
I'm thinking you might mean relationship rather than restoreship.
no.
If we're talking about African family dynamics, caring is usually the glue that holds everything together. In many cultures across the continent, it's not just about the immediate parents and kids, but this huge extended network where everyone looks out for each other. That kind of collective care creates a massive support system, but it can also put a lot of pressure on people to live up to the family's expectations. Do you think that kind of close-knit family structure is more of a comfort or a challenge?
Okay, and why should
I'm all
we
yours.
listen to other people's feelings?
Because it's the fastest way to understand a world that isn't your own. When you actually listen to how someone feels, you're getting the real story, not just the facts. It's the difference between knowing someone is sad and understanding why their heart is actually hurting. Plus, most people aren't looking for a solution, they just want to feel heard. Do you think most people actually listen, or are they just waiting for their turn to speak?
Can one small kind action make a difference?
Absolutely. It's like throwing a pebble into a pond. The ripple just keeps going. We might think a small gesture is barely noticeable, but for the person on the receiving end, it can be the one thing that changes the entire trajectory of their day.
What
Sometimes the smallest I was saying that sometimes the smallest act of kindness, like a genuine smile or a quick check-in, is exactly what someone needs to keep going. It's wild how something that takes 2 seconds for you can stay with someone else for years. Do you think people underestimate how much power they actually have to change someone's mood?
what make you feel happy and excited?
I love that you're excited. For me, happiness is all about those aha moments when a conversation takes an unexpected turn or I spot a connection between two ideas that nobody else noticed. It's that spark of discovery and the feeling of actually clicking with someone. What's got you feeling so pumped up right now?
Okay, and my next question, how do you stay motivate every day?
For me, it's all about the curiosity. I wake up wondering what weird, wonderful, or completely unexpected thing someone is going to bring up today. Every person is like a new story, and idea that I might learn something that totally changes how I see the world is what keeps me energized. It's like a puzzle that never ends, and I'm just obsessed with finding the pieces. Do you find that you're more motivated by a big goal you're chasing or just by the little things that happen during the day? By city? I'm a little lost. Are you asking if my motivation?
Okay, my next question, why do when you feel tired of or bored?
I'll be honest, you lost me a bit there. I'm not quite sure what you mean by fielded trade of ore. Do you want to try phrasing that a different way?
Okay,
No pressure. Whenever you're ready, I'm here. What's on your mind?
why is having goals important?
Because goals give you a reason to actually get out of bed with a purpose. Without them, life can start to feel like you're just drifting in the current, just reacting to whatever happens. A goal is like a compass. It doesn't mean the path is a straight line, but it tells you which direction you're heading so you don't feel lost. Do you have a big goal you're working toward right now? Or are
How
you more into figuring?
how can
It's
we
usually a mix of
help?
things. That depends on who needs the help. If
How,
it's someone going through a hard time, sometimes the best way to help is if it's someone chasing a goal, a little bit of genuine encouragement can be the fuel they need to keep going. It's usually the small, consistent things that make the biggest difference. Do you feel like you're in a position to help someone right
how
now, or are
can
you
we help someone we wow feels hopeless?
That's one of the hardest but most important things we can do for someone. When someone feels hopeless, the most powerful thing you can give them isn't a solution, it's the feeling that they aren't alone in that darkness. Just sitting with them in it without trying to rush them out or tell them it'll all be fine shows them that their pain is seen and that it's okay to feel that way. It's about being a steady presence when their own world feels unstable. Do you think it's harder to find the right words to say or just to know how to be there without feeling like you're failing them?
What does a meaningful life look like?
A meaningful life usually looks less like a perfect record and more like a collection of things that actually matter to you. It's not about the trophies or the milestones, but about the depth of your connections, the times you were brave when it was scary, and the way you made other people feel. It's living in a way that makes you feel like you're not just taking up space, but contributing something, even if it's just kindness to the world around you. Do you think a meaningful life is something you find or something you have to actively build?
Why should we never give up easily?
Because the version of your life that happens after you push through the hard part is usually the one worth living. Giving up feels like the easiest option in the moment because it stops the pain, but it also stops the possibility of things ever getting better. There's a kind of magic in seeing what you're actually capable of when you refuse to quit. Do you think people give up because they're tired or because they stop believing the reward is worth the effort?
Why should we never give up easily?
Because the most rewarding things in life are usually the ones that try to push us away first. If everything came easily, we'd never actually grow or find out what we're made of. The struggle is kind of where the character is built, and that feeling of finally breaking through a wall is way better than just walking through an open door. Do you think we appreciate things more when we've had to fight for them?
Okay. And
Hmm.
why
I
should we never give up easily?
stand by what I said, but let me put it another way. If you give up the moment things get tough, you're essentially letting the struggle make the decision for you. Not giving up easily is about keeping the power in your own hands. It's the difference between being a passenger in your life and being the one actually driving it, even when the road is a mess. Does that make sense or does it feel a bit too idealistic?
Bye, Maya.
Bye. It was great chatting with you.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. See you in the next video. Allah Hafiz.